Why, hello, people. We're back with the Anime Club. I'm tired. With me is the great Lord something.
I'm sleepy.
Realm something or other. I guess tired here is too tired to say my name properly.
Y'all need to fucking get together with Caffeine Chan.
I did actually this morning.
So did I.
Cheers.
I got the most caffeinated drink I'm willing to drink right now.
All
Yeah,
right.
no
well,
caffeine.
Seki is having a moment with Caffeine Chan, so we'll leave her to that.
It's a spiritual experience. You have to become one with Caffeine Chan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're back for real life characters and story.
I just want to say I related to that moment in the I think it was like the first or second episode where the protagonist, he's like, all right, cool. I'm like, all right, new experience. I'm coming into this, like, I've had some experience in the adult world. Come back. Fuck, I don't know how to do math at all.
Okay, yeah, right. The most relatable moment was him going back to high school and then having to take the tests at the beginning of the year and those failing grades. Because, like, I swear to fucking God, I passed high school math. I passed high school science. You put a high school fucking math or science test in front of me right now, and I am going to fail so hard I might set a record. Like... I learned that for a test and then forgot it. I don't want to go back.
Yeah, please. No. Please
It
don't.
had very "Are you smarter than a fifth grader" vibes
It
to
really did. And it also, okay, and so here's the thing. I don't really want to get into a huge discussion about this in this segment, but there is, and this is a personal pet peeve of mine in the educational system, but 90% of what we are taught in the educational system is not useful in your adult life. Like,
No.
do they teach you to change a tire, to, like, check your fucking oil, how to double check that your, like, dishwasher isn't gonna flood, you know?
Do
how
your
to
taxes.
how to, like,
Do your
properly
taxes. Sign up for a credit card. Like, what the fuck?
to put on spices before you cook a large piece of meat.
Well, a huge part of that, I guess.
What?
I heard about the chicken.
I like seasoning the board. It's honestly good.
But you do that after you already seasoned the chicken.
No, I didn't know.
You seasoned the chicken after it was done.
Yes.
You can do.
Yeah, you
Let's
can
do both.
Yeah, you can do
didn't
both.
do it before.
No, because honestly, like in my opinion, the flavor is better.
I mean,
In my opinion, it is. Have you tried it, Seki?
Yes, I have tried chicken with no seasoning.
No, I still seasoned it. Have you tried seasoning your meat after cooking it?
I have never tried meat that I only
Okay, then
seasoned
don't
after
speak
cooking.
on matters that you have no experience in.
We're really doing this right now.
Yes, and
Eddie,
this is a hill that
Eddie.
I'm willing to die on.
I will also die on this hill. That is not how you fucking cook meat. You need to at least put, like, some fucking oil and salt.
Oh
or
no, I
butter.
put oil on it. I put olive oil on it before I throw it on the pan. I don't put any salt or anything on it.
Why do you not put any salt?
Because you just fucking salt the board. Have you never heard of the term dressing the board before, Seki? Dressing the board.
I don't think that works as well as you're thinking it does.
How thick was
It
this
works better.
chicken?
It was a whole chicken.
It was a whole chicken.
Okay, that's not good.
It was a whole chicken. If I were baking a chicken, yes, I would pre-season it. Absolutely.
Wait.
If I'm cooking it in a pan, no. I'm going to salt or I'm going to
You
season
chopped
it
it up.
after. Yes,
Oh.
I chopped it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not as bad.
Yeah,
It's not as bad if it's chopped up, but still.
literally, all you do is you put some olive oil over your meat of choice. Then after that, you get your seasonings, put them on a plate, cut up your meat, and then fucking toss it around in that shit. It's delicious. It's actually good.
I mean, you want your salt to at least seep in so it's in the middle.
That's the problem. It doesn't fucking make a difference.
Yes, it does.
No, it really doesn't. I've done that so many times before.
No, because
so many times it
you're-
doesn't help.
Because you're supposed to pull the meat out several hours in advance, get it up to room temperature, put salt on it, and let it sit into the meat for like 30 to 40 minutes.
And that's the problem. I don't want to do that shit. I want to fucking make this shit now. I don't want to wait for an overnight piece of meat to sit in the fucking fridge to salt. Yes, it'll taste good, but no, I don't want to wait to eat my meal the next morning. I want to eat it right fucking now.
I mean, he is right especially with how his schedule
I mean,
works.
I suppose if you're not taking time to pre-thaw and room temp it,
No. Yeah.
then because it's not going to stick to something super frozen.
Yep.
Or like close to frozen.
Yeah, no, it's not going to.
And if, it depends on actually how thick that piece of meat is. If it's pretty thin, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, if it's thin, it's not going to matter.
If it's thick,
But-
yes.
You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to get you a fucking salt cutting board. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
No, just give him a block of salt. Let him just
Yeah,
sit
no.
on a block of salt.
Well, no, because they have those like cutting boards. They're just made of blocks of salt, and what you can do is you can heat them up in the oven and then just put your meat down on top of them.
Wait, they actually have salt cutting boards
Basically, yeah, salt stones.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Okay.
now. Wow.
So we're back to
Yeah.
real life.
Welcome to the Anime Club, everybody, where we choose very particular hills to die on.
We have very different hills to die on. So, I personally did not like being confronted in the first episode with a dude being like, "Hello, you useless blight on society."
Also, I laughed when the main character kind of just low key forgot that it's not appropriate for him to have cigarettes.
And I like because he was like, because like the teacher pulled out the cigarettes, right? And he was like, "Well, I don't see what the problem is. It's cigarettes." And then he realizes, "Oh no, there's fucking cigarettes in my bag." And then his response is not like, "Oh, they're not mine." It's, "Oh, I forgot I'm not supposed to bring them to school."
The cell phones.
The cell phones. I'm such a fucking mood.
Like, my dude, you had a
mood.
chance to like turn that around at least a little, and you just dug yourself deeper. Like, you could have been like, "It's my dad's" or something. I picked them up for him. You know?
No. Just say it's my dad's backpack. I actually took the wrong backpack.
It's a school bag. That doesn't count.
I don't know. Some.
No, because that was a school bag. Like, it was
Yeah.
one of those blue cloth.
There were many excuses. He did not pick a good one.
Yeah. He could have picked a much better excuse.
Yeah.
And I love that throughout the series, it's a running gag that whenever he has someone over, he has to like hide the cigarettes, hide the alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh god, he
Freeze
has
the
literally
area.
he has the saddest fridge I've ever seen. It's just
It's
like
just
an
full
entire
of
case
beer.
of fucking beer.
It's just full of
Like
beer.
we see this goddamn fridge in like every single episode when he's home, and it's just full of beer.
It's
And I
just
like that
full
all
of
of the
beer.
handlers realize he has the stash and we're like, "Oh, we're meeting at your place from now on."
Right? Like, what the fuck?
Because
my
none of them
dudes?
can get beer while they look like high schoolers.
Yeah.
But somehow he can.
Well, he just has a giant stock of it.
Yeah.
okay.
No, because he's
'Cause
never
he
shown
couldn't-
buying it.
Yeah, he
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
buy
Like,
any
he just
after he.
seems
Oh,
to
okay.
have it.
Yeah, my man had an entire year's worth of beer pre-stocked.
Oh no, the lab actually refills it for him.
Oh, so my man just had a fridge that was already full of nothing but beer, and the lab just kept refilling.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
pretty good.
God.
Why did we ever hear that the lab is refilling his
No,
stuff?
they
Well,
do say
they're
that-
paying for all of his living expenses.
Yeah, but are they counting beer as a living expense?
Yes.
Yes,
They
absolutely.
are.
Yes, absolutely.
Because
And
he's
this-
certainly not working, and he doesn't have enough savings to
No,
pay for that
and
much
also
beer.
the cartons of cigarettes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So, like, their allowance is going towards cigarettes and beer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, my
But wasn't
man.
there a point early on, like, I swear I remember him looking at the cigarette and saying, "If I run out of these, I run out of these."
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, because for a second, the one of his handlers was like, now's a good time to quit, and then that just dropped as a storyline.
Yeah.
It just didn't.
He just didn't. He just kept doing it.
I'm pretty sure it was only the handlers who could get beer as an expense.
Well,
up
then
from-
obviously they were
Nice.
letting him get it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
either way, he had access to beer, a lot of beer.
Yeah, lots of beer. All the beer he could ever want.
So speaking as to the story, so I know we've kind of been talking about it all over the place, but basically the premise of this is 27-year-old man, Anata,
Yeah.
right? He's basically he took a 2-year gap before going to college, spent 3 years in college, came
Yep.
out of it with like a job at some sort of big corporation, and then quit in like 3 months, and he's been doing
Yep.
odd jobs ever since and getting like income supplements from his parents, and he's
Yeah.
27 now, so he's kind of living a shit life, right? As a NEET, they
Yeah.
keep saying. And they give him the opportunity. What if you could like go back to high school, like take this little blue pill and go back to high school and try to
You'll look like you did back when you were in high school.
Yeah, make different decisions, like try to change yourself, right? And it's not that by going back to high school, it's going to retroactively change his life going forward. It's that he's going to learn lessons
that
when he goes back to being an adult, he will carry with him.
I feel like they're fairly broad on the term neat in this series.
They are. They use it for pretty much all of their subjects.
The most generic understanding of neat wouldn't fit the main character, but then they do return to that understanding very later on in the series with another character.
Yeah, so I think they're just using neat to say shut in.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't even really a shut-in, though. Because he still met up with his friends, and he actively was trying to hide that his job was shit this one.
Well,
he just kind of hit a dead end in his life, which I think they interchangeably use with neat, which... I don't know, that might be fair under the term, but it's just not the general understanding of it.
Well, it's not the general understanding in the West. We don't actually know.
It could be a bit more broad. At least "neat" as a term could be a bit more broad, like at least in Japan or whatever. Because I know like there's another term called hikikomori for like a true like shut-in.
Yeah, we don't know we don't know the one-to-one Japanese understanding of this word. And as in all languages, so neat, it's a single word, right? In English, you're just saying neat, but it represents an entire set of concepts and conditions in Japanese that work together to form someone.
Yeah,
so that's also tracks from the story.
That's also another thing about like the Japanese language. There's a lot more terms that they use to cover a lot broader range of topics and stuff like that. Like a lot of words that specifically mean one particular concept.
But
and
we
stuff
do
like
we
that.
do it in English too.
We do it in English too.
Every language does it, and it's not that these words were specifically designed for that. It's that they evolved into that at a certain point.
Yes, but also different cultures and stuff like that. Different languages sometimes have words to describe a particular idea or concept that maybe another language might not have.
I think a lot of what this show presents is like, I do love this show, but this show is very particular in Japanese culture because like someone like that, like living the life of the main character, isn't considered as culturally taboo in America as Japan. You could find people like that at your grocery stores, and they're considered functional members of society still.
Yeah, I think that this has to do with kind of a cultural perception that you need to be working like an office job or some sort of more important role when you're that old, and that the work of like convenience stores is for like people who are still in school and just need extra money or that sort of thing.
And there is some discussion around that, but
who are doing it as like a retirement thing.
Yeah,
there is some discussion that can be had around that. But I think that's kind of besides the point of the show.
Yeah, I think that's not entirely incidental.
Even if I kind of disagree with the way the show is presenting that. It is beside the point of the show. The show is still fantastic despite it.
Yeah, but basically what he's told is he's going to spend this whole year as a high schooler, right? Third year, because they don't want to give him an easy out by doing first year. So whole year as third year in this high school, and then he'll have a job guaranteed in their company, right? So long as he completes it. And he's going to be the test subject for the year. So he's super fucking drunk, and he's like, yeah, this is a great fucking idea.
It actually wasn't guaranteed in their company. They just guaranteed they'd get him a job.
Yeah, a job, yeah. But, so he's super fucking drunk, and he's like, yeah, sure, let's do this.
Yeah. And then he wakes up the next morning,
and he's like, God damn, what have I chosen to do?
Yeah.
You're a fucking teen now.
I like how his handler just regularly takes him down a peg by just like calling him a loser bum in different words every so often.
Yeah.
He's just like, take yourself down a peg.
Or that one,
or I'll do it for you.
Or that one time where he was doing the PE physical fitness test, and his handler just kind of has to tell him, you may look young, but you're still a 28-year-old in body.
Okay, but like, let's be honest here. All four of us, if we had to go back and do like the Pacer-Graham fitness test as an aerobic, like we'd all be fucked.
I mean, I'd probably do better just because I've been getting better about working out and stuff like that.
But have you been getting better about running?
I mean, I can run better.
Okay,
but that's besides the point.
I will state that
that's besides the point.
It's very unique as far as running goes for me.
Yeah.
Because I've actively done more getting out on my feet than I did when I last took the Pacer test.
Still,
so
like,
I get what you're saying. But
none of us would do amazingly well still.
No, I don't think I'd be setting any records.
Yeah.
But I'd probably do better, maybe. But that's besides the point.
I don't think any of us will blow at our backs.
I don't think any of us would necessarily do better unless we were very out of shape in high school.
I was pretty out of shape in high
Yes,
school.
I was too.
I didn't do very bad on the fitness test.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't do bad either.
Yeah, some of us were actively out of shape at that time in our lives.
Okay, sorry.
Not all of us
I
were giant skating stars right before
I wasn't
then.
necessarily in shape. I just wasn't too far out of shape yet. But yeah, I know what you mean, and also I understand that whole like pains of an older person. Like, fuck, you know what would kill me on the pacer these days? It wouldn't even be the running, right? Because the running is fine. It'd be my goddamn knees.
I will say the stretching would kill me, and a lot of the like. There are some like.
Dude, the stretching would feel so amazing, honestly.
There were some things that we had to do test wise. I don't remember if it was in high school, but I definitely in middle or elementary school where they would test our muscle and flexibility. Oh my god, that would absolutely kill me today.
Yeah, so like totally understand that episode.
Y'all need some mobility training for real, though.
I'm not gonna go join the NBA anytime
You don't need to join the NBA, but my god, if you got back and knee problems, mobility is the best thing to help solve that.
I'm sorry, there isn't really a solution for my back problems outside of invasive surgery.
I mean, that's just that is what it is.
Yeah, you're talking to like
that is
you're
what
talking
it
to two
is.
people who have scoliosis.
Yeah. And
that's
other overriding issues.
Also, I forgot, Nick, that you're flat-footed as well, so that doesn't help your back problems.
I am so fucking glad that that's one thing I'm not. I might have scoliosis, but at least I don't have flat feet. Sorry, Nick Nack.
Okay, but at least I don't have shattered
Fuck you.
shins.
But yeah, no. Ugh. But, so I mean, basically, over the course of the 17 episodes, we kind of go through a year in high school, you know. We see some festivals, there's, class events, a lot of sports-related stuff, because one of the main characters is into volleyball. And it's really just, the show is from the perspective of Anata. And there's just a lot of him kind of he makes friends very fast. And then he's kind of, he's making choices, right? To try to, help them and, be a good friend. Live a life. Which is what the goal is, you know?
Because the thing with Arata is that he kind of has, since he's got, a couple years, out in the actual world. He knows what it's like out in the actual world and stuff like that. And so what he's trying to do is look at these characters he understands their situation because he was also there at one point. So he's trying to give them the best advice that he can because he's had those experiences before. But the problem is that this doesn't always come off as him helping because he sounds like he sounds like a 40-year-old man, and he touches upon that a couple of times, and he's like, oh, fuck, right, I forgot. They're perceiving me as if I'm the same age, and I'm talking down to them as if I were a 40-year-old man.
I want to quickly correct ourselves here, because Anata did not sound correct as the name. It's Arata.
It's Arata.
Sorry, I don't remember the boys' names.
Because I would remember Anata, because that's
husband, yeah.
Yeah, that's you from a wife's perspective.
Yeah, no, sorry, I know the girls' names.
Yeah.
Reina and Koizumi and Chizuru.
See, I don't remember any of the names, but I know that didn't sound right.
I was close.
I knew it was. I actually heard Seki say Arata, so I just rolled with it.
You were saying Anata.
No, I was saying Arata. I was saying
They
Arata.
sound
Maybe
the same.
it might. They sound so similar and also accent.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, him and An just talking about freaking love stuff.
I will say.
Oh my god.
I will say I had a brief moment in episode 2 when he's like, it's not perverted if I'm lusting after high school girls because I'm in high school now. He had that moment where he said that, right? And I was like, ooh, cringe, my boy, cringe. But then 4 episodes later, they completely resolved that when Anna comes on to him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he demonstrates some
There was a brief moment there where we might have had a morally corrupt main character.
that was almost a very different story.
That was almost a very
Thankfully,
different story.
they address it very, very quickly.
And very thoroughly.
I mean, I had my suspicions already about that girl. I can't remember what her name is. I really don't remember most of the character.
Anne?
Yeah. Yeah,
I love the dynamic.
Yeah, I saw their dynamic, and I'm just like, they seem like they're very similar. It almost seems like the other girl might be some kind of real life also as well in this scenario. So I had my suspicion already about her.
Yeah, so spoiler, right? So we have a main cast of 6 characters, right? And 4 of them are real-lifers, basically. 2 people are minders, 2 people are actual real-lifer subjects, and then only 2 people in the main 6 are actual high school students.
Yeah.
And that would be class representative boy, Koizumi, and
his girlfriend.
And his girlfriend. Well, his girlfriend at the end.
Yeah.
Chizuru and Arata are the 2 real-lifers who are test subjects, although we don't technically get told about Chizuru until the final episode, where we hear a little bit from her perspective. And then Anne and what's-his-face come out. I mean, obviously, we know that they're real-lifers after a certain point. We don't know about Anne until she reveals herself after
Anne
coming
was kind
on.
of built to be as a misdirect, though, because like they start like,
Yeah, 'cause
I'm a
like,
transfer
that fucking-
student too, and
the
they talk
2.
about a previously failed real lifer.
The fucking the 2 on the math test, the 2. Because he's like, I got a 4. 4 is better than 0. And everyone's looking at him. And she doesn't say anything at that point. But then, like, they're talking a little quieter a second later. And they're like, you failed everything too? Yeah, what's your lowest score? 2. It's better than 0. You can't use that line on a 2.
I love their dynamic though. They're like, those 2 bounce off each other so well, especially when they're talking about class president boy's love life.
Oh my god,
it's great.
It's so funny because like we get that kind of outsider looking in where we can definitely tell that class representative boy and his to-be girlfriend are like deeply involved with one another, and they are so fucking. And that's kind of that's the subplot of the show, is that the other 4 are trying to get them to realize that they need to be together.
That
for
is the
13
subplot
episodes.
of the show. I gotta say though, like the 15th time that girl like was pretty much responsible for the drama of the week, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're teenagers. They're not that
They
well-adjusted.
But
Well, you have to think those are the only 2 real teenagers out of the set of 4, and so they're like actually going through teenage angst and doubt and life on like for the first time, like without any preparation from later on.
But we do have other characters that they could have built. It just
But-
it made her character feel kind of uniquely bitchy throughout most of the show.
She was very emotionally stunted.
Yeah.
It was a struggle at times.
Like every one of the interpersonal dramas was with her.
Although I will say my favorite of all of the interpersonal dramas was when she genuinely in episode 4 thought that Chizuru hated her and was making fun of her because of that demon smile. The grimace.
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking grimace, my dudes.
Yeah.
Like,
Just the hilarity, honestly, when she finally asked Chizuru to smile for her, and then just like she's like, holy shit, what have I been on this whole time?
yeah. Fucking hilarious.
Oh, I do say this: if we actually did have like different characters show up with like and cause these issues, it wouldn't feel as good. I feel, because then it would feel more like assassination classroom kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
but
I think here's the thing, right? Obviously, having those 2 cause all of the drama creates a very insular show where we're kind of looking at them all the time as to what the problems are happening. But there is a limit as to how many characters you can add to like a main.
Well, I don't necessarily need them to add more characters, but it wasn't those like because it wasn't there. The guy was in there for like one, and then he has a background for another. But like it was always her and another member of the cast.
Right,
It was never any other 2 members of our main 6.
Yeah.
That were like the big giant subplot interpersonal drama of the show.
Because like you have the undercurrent, right, of Chizuru and Arata, right? Because Arata, like at first he like befriends Chizuru and she's super fucking awkward, right? And she doesn't understand social cues and she doesn't know what she's doing wrong and she just asks shit really bluntly. And then so Arata's kind of like trying to incorporate her into stuff, and they're the main romance, right? And then there's the whole thing where, you know, Anne, whatever her name is, comes on to him, and he's like, oh, it's wrong to date a high school girl, And then at the end, because he doesn't know she's another real lifer, and he's like, well, I'm not gonna tell her I love her because it wouldn't be fair, you know.
By the last 4 episodes, they do get away from that. Like that first season was entirely.
Yeah. So it's you have the. It seems like it almost at times feels like Chizu and Arata are the subplot, and the other two are the main plot, even though it should be the other way around. And I think it's because most of the interpersonal drama starts with one of the subplot romance members.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I still thought it was a fucking great show. It didn't really bother me too much.
It bothered me a little bit. I still love the show, but just the fact that like they couldn't eat, like she was always the central point. It wasn't even the guy that was always the central point of conflict. It was her. It really made me like, because at first I liked her character. Over time, I started to really like, okay, can we please move on to somebody else in the cast having issues for once?
Yeah.
Oh, just wondering if you had.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything to add.
So I think waifu wars.
Waifu wars.
Realm.
Honestly, I'm gonna make a different decision here. Pretty boy who's completely oblivious that anyone's interested in.
Class representative boy.
Yeah.
Knick-knack.
I actually found Chizuru to be very, very fucking relatable when we learned her backstory of being like transferred around between schools and that caused her to not be good at connecting. That was extremely relatable to me.
Board?
From the great Fubuki of Hall Alive. The glasses must always win!
Who is that again? I forget the designs.
No, Fubuki from Hall Alive. Glasses must always
Yeah, but who wore the glasses?
all the girls, I think. Well, actually, Anne wore wore
was
glasses. Maid Cafe, we actually got some glasses. Look,
Okay, Vorn.
What?
Pick a single waifu.
they're all too good.
Okay.
Fine, Chizuru. There.
Okay, because you can't just say every girl who wears glasses.
Also, class representative boy was Oga. That was his name, Oga.
Yeah.
Mine is specifically hissing derp face Chizuru.
that one specifically.
Hissing. I mean, I love Chizuru, but like the hissing derp face really gets me. It's adorable.
Dang, Chizuru is a anime club favorite here. It seems.
Chizuru's a fucking powerhouse. Go her.
Yeah.
I mean, if I hadn't liked Chizuru so much, it definitely would have been Arata though, because I feel very, very akin to Arata. You know, like I understand a lot of the whole like kind of, you know, not really following through on your plan, kind of ending up like in a different place than you thought you were gonna be, and not necessarily in the place you want to be, like in terms of.
God, yeah. If I weren't going for Oga as well, he'd probably be my close second as well.
Yeah. But I think with that being said, we will see you back for free thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, weigh in on the cooking discussion. We all want to hear your thoughts.